So what comes first, flames or canes?
Oh no.
You don't like my rain smell? Is that what you're saying?
Does anyone?
I don't know. Is it good?
No.
Is it bad?
I like how as soon as you start recording.
It's not a quick step. Yeah. Folks, hold that.
Okay, so heads up, Greg. I do have the question segment open, but I might get a little distracted.
This is the test. You have to
Chicken style.
look. If I can run the show, do the chat here, read the comments, put up with Prentice in the comments, and deal with people texting me.
You're right.
I was about to say, people text me the whole time too. I've had some shows where people are blowing my phone up. The one with Shannon Kay, nobody would stop texting me.
Oh my God. And I think yours was worse than mine, but I had the entire NRL like ready to start a fist fight on my phone. It's like, let me on. Let me come on. Let me come on. I'm like,
Yeah, Ty was drinking, and I was
Yeah.
like, no. I was like, don't you dare put Ty on this show right now with him having a no.
it was like,
Do you
I'm
wanna
like,
Not with alcohol.
Yeah, Ryan Hayes probably already drunk right now. He should want this.
let's have a quiet one. Everybody's drunk at shot.
I was making sure I could text Jennifer while we're doing this.
Come on, bring it.
That's how it's gonna be.
Look, I have friends that make it their mission
Looking at the
to try and text me things to where I will laugh. See, you have to learn. If you have, Corey, you got to get it set up with a laptop. My phone is right in front of my screen right now, so I can just barely glance down at it like this, and you can't see my phone, can you?
What? No, you're all sneaky. But
You still see the regulars, Robert, do this.
then we can do it over your own back. I can't do that.
Yep.
Nothing to see here. Oh, no, you gotta keep that Greg will comment.
Huh?
Your little sticker, Greg will comment.
Oh,
Just don't go pee in the woods.
he doesn't do that anymore.
I still get friends. He's the only one. Though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he takes any pictures of shooting matches anymore.
He's got 6 on the schedule for this year. We saw him at Gunline last year and a few others, but I think he's got 6 on the schedule this year.
Because he like did some post about he wasn't going to be doing it anymore. I was like, okay, whatever. But I guess he changed his mind.
Yeah, he'll be down here in January.
He'll be down next weekend?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I know he travels and works a whole lot.
Say like a week.
David Robert from Wiebad. Episode 393. We got to think of something really cool for 400.
Topless episode.
Oh, maybe we should postpone.
I know, right?
We'll come back.
We'll be back. See you in 2 weeks. Right? Right.
Hey, by the way, it's 8:03. I'm ready if you guys are ready.
Go for it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, this is Jennifer with the Shooter's Mindset. We are live with episode 393. We have got our co-host of the hour, Greg Cannon. How's it going?
Good. How about y'all?
It's going. Life is going. We have our other co-host, our new co-host, Corey K. How's it going, Corey?
It's crowded. Smells like chicken.
I don't even want to know. So our guests of the hour that everyone really wants to see and talk to instead of me, Greg, and Corey, we have David and Robert from Wiebad, shooting bags and all other accessories, everything that you need, all shooting related items that you need. So why don't you start out? Y'all can just take turns or pick a spokesman. But
Yeah, David, we are.
look, they're both like pointing at the other one. Someone or both of you, tell us a little bit about yourselves individually and how you kind of got into shooting and then how Wiebad was born.
Hi, I'm David Wiese. I've been shooting long range competitions probably since about 2005 or four, a long time. I'm kind of an old guy. And I got into it I bought an expensive rifle that was a precision rifle. And once I took it outside and shot it, other than the ARs and pistols I've been shooting, I realized how much harder this is than you would think it would be. You can't just buy an expensive rifle. So I ended up talking to a guy named Terry Cross and bought one of his podlocks, and he recommended rifles only in Kingsville. And that kind of is where it all started. I went down there for some training and then started shooting matches there.
That is one place I have never been, and it is on my punch list to go to rifles only.
Yeah, they've been putting on matches since the early 90s. So they've been doing it a long time.
I definitely need to get there for a match. I need to recreate my bucket list. I don't know where it went.
But
Robert.
that's
Yeah, so I've been doing it quite as long as David. Actually, I think our friendship is kind of what started most, if not all, of the shooting for me as far as that goes. We met through a mutual friend that owned a gun shop here in town. I've always collected, purchased, and shot firearms. But it was David and our relationship through hunting and through everything else that kind of got me into shooting long range precision stuff. As a matter of fact, my first match was rifles only in 2012. I actually started with their 2-day match, which was a doozy to start with. But at any rate, ever since then, David and I have been buddies ever since, and shooting kind of runs through our veins now. We come by it honestly, and here we are today.
It was a partnership born. You've been inseparable ever since, right?
It was actually conceived around a campfire, doing things similar to what I guess the core shooting industry is about. What it originated for me was becoming a better shooter to become a better hunter. And when David and I first conceived the company, we talked about, as a matter of fact, it's funny because we were talking about it today, that we missed our 10-year anniversary and we should have went on some awesome hunting trip and had a really good time with that, but we missed it. But when we conceived and started the company, it was so we could shoot more and so we could hunt more. That was a lot of our goals. And obviously that doesn't happen when you have a company to run, to purchase for, to, do all the things that we have to do.
We've definitely done a lot more shooting, but the hunting has kind of fallen by the wayside.
So did you just get tired of putting sand in a sock and you thought, you know what, we can do something better than this? How'd the idea come up? You said around a campfire. Tell us how it.
So it started with the name. He came up with the name while we were riding around on 4-wheelers or something out there in the middle of West Texas mule deer hunting. And he was like, we need to start a company together. We need to, and he's got, I got the name. And I was like, well, what is it? He's like, Wiebad. I'm like, how'd you get that? And he's like, your last name's Wiese, my last name is Badgett. So that's how the name came about. And then we registered the domain, or he registered the domain. And then we didn't do anything for like a year, although there was a lot of things about which way we should go, whether we should make t-shirts or do something else.
This was in 2009. We were actually inspired by a story that a friend told us, which I won't get into that, but to manufacture a product that was not a shooting bag at all. It was actually a toilet seat that mounted to the hitch of a truck. Now they make it. So I think it was probably like some $1 million idea that we missed out on. But we kind of joked about, hey, that's what Wiebad's first product would be. And honestly, when we had originally had come up with this, our intent was to kind of treat it like any other one of the real popular brands out there. It's where we would take product and we would rebrand shooting products with a name and just try to create a brand. And then that idea kind of evolved, I guess, with David. He could probably explain this a little bit better because he was the first seamstress of Wiebad. So.
Yeah, so we kind of, as we were trying to figure out where we do this and everything, I kind of drug him into the shooting sports, or over there with me into shooting long range. We had already been hunting in buddies for probably 5 or 6 years before he came over into shooting long range with me. But we had friends that were competitors, and they just kept saying, you know, I wish somebody made this, or I wish somebody made this to fill a gap space between the elbow and the knee, or something to make me more stable and stuff like that. And I basically ended up buying a sewing machine. We started talking about it. We could make stuff like this, and that's what we can do with this company. And basically, I bought a sewing machine, and I guess I took home ec, you know, when I was in 7th grade because a few girls were in it. But, you know, that's how this kind of all started. And we just started making stuff. And to see what happened. And it started by putting it in our friend's gun store here locally. We set up a little table and just kind of made some bags, stuff like that. But like, we'll make this little side business besides our normal lives, just to kind of make more money so we can, like Robert was saying, shoot and hunt more. And that's,
We actually built a really awesome show.
that's because you built it.
Little display.
We like stained it and made it all fancy, put it in our buddy's gun shop. But
Yeah, but to simplify David's statement, I mean, really, I think what he did is what we all strive to do now, is just find ways to become a better shooter. And that basically kind of sums up the moral of the company and kind of what we stand for and what we try to do. I mean, our whole end goal is to make everybody better at shooting.
and it's come a long ways in the last 12 years. I mean, what the targets we used to shoot at 12 years ago were full size IPSCs, and now they're, you know, down to 1 MOA targets. Yeah.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't hire me as a seamstress, would you?
Actually, that's pretty good.
I sewed it up like it was a laceration because I'm an ER nurse.
That's good stitching there.
So
You're hired. Yeah.
so you guys already kind of touched on it, but you've had a bunch of guys come to you with ideas. How many of those ideas are like, they make it to the shop? And like, what do you look for in an idea when it comes to someone that's like, hey, I want you to make this thing?
Yeah. Well, there's no bad idea. You know, I mean, just like anything else that we do, everybody has their own ways to do particular things. And there are some things that we manufacture out of our custom shop that we turn over to customers and never look back on. And then there are some things that we manufacture out of our customers that we go, hey, that's a pretty good idea. Do you mind, you know, if, you know, we kind of take that and maybe run with it? And you'll know there's a lot of products out there. Jonathan Berry came to us with a product, and now we have the Berry bag. Todd came to us with the tech pad, or an idea that was similar to the tech pad, what it originally evolved from. So you'll notice that a lot of our products out there have other people's names on them or attached to them. And that's a lot of times where those ideas originate from.
Yeah,
In
these
the
will be
milk toast. In the
milk
little-
toast, Milkovich,
Yeah. Tater tot was a particular size.
yeah,
From
tater tot,
nobody could probably guess.
Mr. Tate Streeter.
Yeah.
Who's Whiskey Charlie named after?
Wax canvas.
That just sounds
I don't think I've shot with him yet.
Yep.
We have a lot of whiskey drinkers out there anyway. Greg, are there any lives?
Yes. Do you guys like this guy named Prentice Wink?
Is he asking for scores?
So Prentice has a real question about the impact seasoning. Where did that come from? Because it's delicious.
Yeah, so that seasoning, I'd like to be able to say that I came up with it, but I did not. That actually came up from a cooking buddy of mine that has a company called Good Old Boy Seasonings. And what I had originally asked him to do was asked him if we could rebrand that actually to give away or to sell. And he was gracious enough to allow us to do that. So it was pretty awesome of him. Now, I want everybody to know that we got to work on Todd, because I think that's truly his second best seasoning. His best seasoning is actually a bacon rub that I would really like to get from him, but he holds that one pretty near and dear to his heart.
I might have to get some of this because we just got a Rectech grill, and
Which one did you get?
the big one, I bought it for my husband for Christmas. I don't know, something 700,
700, yeah. I bought the 1250, which is basically the same exact thing. It just has an upper shelf. So yeah, I love that thing.
I looked at that and I was like, you can add a shelf later. Yeah, 700 it is.
Yeah, you can add a shelf later and it's way cheaper. I found out after the fact. Yeah. So
I need some good seasoning for it, see? So yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, this is one of their bags. And if you're really cool, you can get what, actually, not if you're really cool, they'll do this for anybody. You can get whatever you want embroidered on it.
but that particular logo, you do have to be really, really cool.
That's right. You have to be really, really cool to have Shooter's Mindset logo.
I don't even
Fun.
have one of those.
Fun shooting bags. So what is your favorite product? So we'll go all the way around, everybody. So I'll start. The wax canvas is definitely my favorite. I love it. It's durable. Even if I did put a hole in it, I'm very rough on things. I also broke a Glock trigger once. And that's like the trigger pin. You're like, I don't know how I did that, but I did. I break things. But anyway, this thing has gone all over Mammoth and a bunch of shooting matches with me. And I love the gripper on it. This is like my favorite. Corey, what's your favorite?
I'm gonna cheat. Would you pass me my second favorite? Okay, so I like this one. It's a mini fortune cookie with a stupid light bill, and it lives in my truck for hunting. It goes on the side view mirrors quickly in case there's something in the field that needs to be shot.
Yeah.
The other one I like is the mini stock bag. Every rifle I have has a mini stock bag on it.
Greg,
Yeah,
what's
those are really good. I mean, basically it just adds that buffer between your face and the adjustable cheek piece. It's good for comfort. It's good for sweat. It's just all around a good product. It's been a good product for us. One of our best, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
I have one of those too.
Yeah.
Greg, what's your favorite?
Mini fortune cookie. This was my very first bag. It has a little grippy on it, so it stays on everything, and it's just super. I do a whole lot with it, and it's light but heavy.
Yeah, I love, this is such a good size because you can do anything. And you can put it on something this way, but I'll turn mine sideways, I think, more than anything, because I can just get settled down on it. And you can do a lot with it. Then I can just squeeze the back up or down to go up or down with the buttstock. Anyway, David, what's your favorite?
Probably the tater tot because I've used it so much. It's the Whiskey Charlie mini fortune cookie. It's just an 1.5 inch wider, so it gives you a little bit more mag clearance on flat surfaces. Like if you lay the bag, like you're saying, on the side, and you set your gun on there, it gives yourself a little bit more space, so you don't have to worry about running a shorter mag or anything like that. And I use it for basically everything. I went out to Arizona to shoot Regina's match year before last, and it was the only bag I took with me. Kind of the one bag to rule them all, for me anyway. And I like also, but the stair bag. No, not the stair bag so much. The camera stair bag, it definitely has its place, but it's a lot to carry around. Even though it is lightweight fill. But I'd probably say the tater tot's my favorite.
That's the other thing about, like, you say you shoot one match with one bag. This was the only bag I took to Mammoth, and it did everything. Now, other matches, I'll take more stuff because I'm not trying to ruck with all of it. So this is the only thing I took to Mammoth, and you can like turn it all different ways, this way, or you can go this way if you need more height. If I needed just a really small bag, I would just put the buttstock just on this section of it.
It's probably your pillow in the tent too, wasn't it? I'm gonna say now, so that brings up another topic. I am surprised that is your favorite bag, because there's one that I know you're very close with on road trips.
You just hush. I believe you sleep as much as I do. When it's my turn to drive, you sleep. When Damien was driving, you were back there zonked. So
I had COVID.
and you gave it to us. All right, Robert, what's your favorite bag?
It's going to be the same. I mean, when you talk about versatility of the product, being able to use just as a rear bag, as a front bag, it kind of checks all the boxes. If you would have asked me years ago, it would have been a pump pillow or a tack pad. Back then we were all racing for lighter gear, lighter rifles. We were really interested in eliminating space in our body to eliminate all this wobble that we have while we were on the target and building solid shooting positions. Now, most of the game is heavy rifles. We have the capability now to kind of free fire our rifles and take human intervention out of everything. So the versatility of the Fortune Cookie, I think, is where it's at today.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're good. None of them are bad. So
Not at all.
Corey, can you see on the Facebook comments, did other
Oh, yeah.
people say their favorites?
Yeah, so Regina has switched over to the tater tot. Josh Spear is also a tater tot enthusiast. Clint Dosser, again, tater tots. Regina is talking about a modular pump pillow.
Yeah, so
Yep.
she probably heard something about the Mammoth Sniper Challenge or something like that. And those modular products that we have, when you talk about the modular tack pad, the modular pump pillow, even the nameless bag that we have out there, was all geared and created towards events such as those where there's like land navigation, rutting, hiking, different things of that nature, and moving. So basically what it is just the outer shell, and the outer shell has a zipper on it, and you can utilize bags that we manufacture to fill the inside of that. The tack pad version takes like 3 of our inner bags to fill completely. The pump pillow takes 5 of those inner bags to fill completely. Or you can simply just throw it in your backpack when you're ready to shoot and get to the position you're going to be shooting from. You can stuff your rain gear in there or whatever you need to fill the bag. So that's kind of where the modular products came from and what their uses are really good for. They're very customizable.
It's good for flying. I know she takes her stuff out and flies with them because
Yeah.
we were rooming somewhere and we got there and she starts pulling it out and I was like, what on earth? She's like, yeah, it's modular.
Yeah. Yep.
So Prentice's favorite is the rifle caddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Very good
definitely
product as
good,
well.
especially when you head up towards Oklahoma and places where
Oklahoma
dirt
can
blows
get
around.
around.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen like big time uses for them even here at Texas Precision Matches. Anywhere where it's dry, where people walk around your rifle, kick up grass, kick up dust, getting in your chamber, from all the elements on to include all of that. I think that they really come in useful.
Who else has favorites?
I think that's everyone for now. Matt Caruso, actually, current PRS finale champion, says the Max.
Yes.
It's because he's a big, strong guy, though. Things heavy.
Yeah, I actually have a funny picture. I wish I'd get to. We could have posted it up of him actually posing with the bags. He's a big strong guy. Matt knows what I'm talking about.
Greg, you up?
I feel like I need like something in front of me. In the computer even.
The computer moved in front of you, right?
Wait, thank you, Corey.
Kind of like Bob Dole.
No pay. No pay.
Early Corso.
But we don't want to smudge the letters.
So there's been a lot of discussion about there's been a lot of discussion about the growth of the sport. How do you guys think the sport has grown so quickly, and what do you think the best way to continue the rate of expansion of the sport?
So the sport has definitely grown fast in the last 5 to 6 years. And a lot of that is attributed to Shannon Kay taking over the helm and especially his wife, who has done a lot of work behind the scenes for the PRS. Julie is awesome, but definitely through pushing the growth and a lot of the growth has come from the grassroots effort, from all the club matches and things like that. And the interesting thing is, and I've mentioned this, I think the other day to somebody, that there's a lot of daughters being brought into the sport, whether it be at club matches in center fire or club matches in 22, with their dads, because dads and daughters don't always have a lot of things that they do together. But girls are, when they've come out and shot in these matches, they've had a great time. And now, I mean, there's a lot of really good juniors out there. I mean, you've got Allison Zane, you got Peyton Grimes, you've got, I mean, there's Kate Estes. I mean, they all beat most, if not all, the grown men that they shoot against, which is pretty amazing and awesome. But it's amazing that this is like something that fathers and daughters can get together and do together, and that's helped grow the sport. I'm trying to think of what else would be another good.
I mean, I've got to hand a big chunk of this off to like local clubs, regional matches, things of that nature. I mean, if you look at those, I mean, those matches generally harbor the future of the sport, where a lot of the young guys that are starting to get involved in it, just to kind of come in and kick the tires around. I mean, these match directors are doing such a phenomenal job at those levels, making sure that people are successful. A lot of even shooters in the industry that are willing to take time out, take a second to talk to these new shooters and help them out and give them pointers at that level. It's extremely valuable. It's a valuable tool, the teaching and the learning. And I think that contributes a lot towards the success of the future of the sport. I see a lot of it here.
That's how I know.
Yeah.
I mean, David was out for my first match and I had no clue what I was doing, even with Frank's helping. I mean, it was their second match. So he kind of gave us a clinic on what to do.
Or what not to do.
That's me. I give clinics on what not to do. Do that.
But
Don't
see,
put a hole in your bag, so you have to stitch it up like this.
I know. Don't rake your bag across the top of a beat.
I don't know if there's anybody here that hasn't put a hole in the bag, to be completely honest with you. It happens. I mean, that's part of the fitness of the fabric of the wax canvas. It's a huge benefit, but it also at the same time, it's kind of not, because that thin fabric just, it can get a hole put in it. You know?
But it's
But
so
kind of back
good
to the,
viable.
I'll say back to the original question, kind of, I think the growth of the sport has been that I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. The people who tend to flock to the sport are kind of all the same mindset. They all believe kind of in family, God, and country, and they all believe kind of in taking care of each other. And I don't know, there's so many people that I've met, and they've almost all been amazing people, and they all will give you the shirt off their back. They will all, help you with anything they can. And definitely at the club level, especially where the time clock's not on, you haven't spent a larger amount of money to go to. Everybody's very generous, and that keeps people coming back, I think.
I do love the people, and I do think that's a huge part of the growth, because people will go to one match not knowing what to expect, and then they're like, dude, everybody was so nice, and they go home with phone numbers and Facebook connections of people that want to help them. And
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's true at every level, not just club matches, but at the same time, I think that it's easy to look at that, because that's where generally you find most of the new shooters at. But I can tell you from personal experience, I've called people up with questions before. I absolutely still have questions, and I've not had any problems getting them answered. So.
well, I didn't ever do any club matches. When I started, there were no club matches here. I was not going to drive 8 hours for a 1-day match. If I was going to drive 8 hours and get a hotel room, I was going to shoot a 2-day and just make a fool of myself. It was okay. And I did a couple times, but it's okay.
That's exactly what I did. With rifles only being my first match, there was no local club match here at that particular point in time. So.
But I mean, you're right. Even going to a pro match, first off, I mean, everyone is so helpful. And like, I never felt lost. Everybody was helpful. Everybody was friendly. People loaned me things. Ryan Hay yelled at me for slapping my trigger like a 3-gunner. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is how you pull the trigger in 3-gun. And then he finally was like, he videoed me. He's like, do you see that? And I was like, yeah, I do. But no, everybody's so helpful. Even at the pro matches, at the 2-day matches, I agree. I think that that is a huge part of why the sport grows is because of that.
Absolutely.
So with your team shooters, do you seem to have, it's kind of along the same topic. You seem to have a very specific type of person that you sponsor that represent your company. What do you look at in those people?
Me?
You want me to take that?
Sure.
So most of our, all of our team shooters are, for the most part, friendships that we have built over the years. And they're all people that are fun loving, very generous, kind of like we talked about. They talk to everybody. They're helpful. They're people that you want to be around. They always, when you are in their presence and you leave, you always feel better for being around them. Those are the people you want as brand ambassadors for your product. And we've been fortunate to meet a bunch of these great people and have these people represent our products, whether it's, the Okies that are all great guys that are like some of the best shooters in the world, to, we sponsor juniors and stuff like that are just coming up, and we sponsor a wide variety of people, but basically the common core is that they're all good people. And if you met them anywhere, you'd like to sit there and talk to them because they're friendly, they're outgoing, and they're helpful. So, and we've met, and basically we have sponsorship requests from here and there. Every once in a while, people ask us for being a sponsored shooter and stuff like that. And usually we will reach around and talk to people that we know that know them, and we'll usually try to shoot a match with them or anything like that before we establish that, just because we want to get to know those people because they are our brand ambassadors. But we just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and that, don't you like spending time around people that everybody will spend time around with? You can think of Regina Milkovich, who was our very first sponsored shooter, to Corey Bogus, who everybody wants to shoot with, to, the list goes on and on. Kate Estes, who is first time I ever met her, which she's only been shooting for a couple of years. Her dad shot the match, which was his first club match. He was squatted with me, and she kept scores and worked the whole match. She didn't even shoot and didn't complain once. She happily helped everybody in the squad do stuff at her first match ever. And all she did was a bystander and just helped run and be squad mode as a 13 or 14-year-old. She's a great kid. I gave her dad $20 and said, take her to Dairy Queen and get her like an ice cream cone because she was awesome. But it's
That's
just
awesome.
They're just all great people. I'm proud that they run our gear, and we're glad that they're brand ambassadors for us.
Well, and every one of those that you named are very willing to loan bags. And, I got introduced to y'all through Regina and got bags. I'm East Coast and I run Wiebad. I'm not out there as close to y'all, but I love my Wiebad stuff. And a lot of it is because of shooting with Gina and Ryan Hay and all of them. They're good ambassadors because they are nice enough and they loan it, and they're good shooters. And so people trust their judgment on it. And people want to, like you said, people want to gravitate to those people, not people that are not nice. I'm going to be nice, not say some things I could say, but I'm just going to say not nice and be a lady.
Well, the great thing about at least the precision rifle community, for the most part, I've been doing this a long time. There's very few people I have met that I didn't like, but all those people have kind of gone by the wayside. Most of the people that have stuck in it are the people that, if there's some kind of problem or somebody is not as nice or something, they eventually kind of leave after a year or two, and then those people, the good people, core people, stay, which is the good thing about precision rifle
I
community.
like everybody, so.
Robert's like, I just like everybody.
Except your insurance agent.
Insurance agent. Trying to increase my premium. No, I agree. I couldn't agree more with what David said. Just about the brand ambassadors, and we kind of use the statement that people that everybody wants to gravitate around and everybody wants to talk to, and that's true. But I think just as equally important, I think that every single one of those individuals if you stand back and you look at them from afar, which I've done to a lot of them, you know, just to kind of see who they were when they were talking to other people. It's not necessarily that, hey, this is what I use this. I think that they just want to see people succeed in general. These are individuals that are interested in watching people be successful. And, you know, I think it's cool.
So kind of switching gears a little bit. We mentioned a little bit of rimfire back when we were talking about the growth of the sport. Do you guys think that rimfire has the potential to kind of surpass centerfire in popularity?
I do not. Well, I think that rimfire fills a pretty good gap and hole to where there are individuals out there that do it for multiple reasons. So one of the reasons are, while the gear and the equipment cost just as much, there isn't quite the investment from the reloading or ammunition side of everything. So, you know, you are able to save kind of a lot of time as far as that's concerned, like on the rimfire side of it. There are a ton of matches here in Texas. I do know a lot of us that do it here in Texas, and I say us because I'm a rimfire shooter as well. You know, I've shoot a lot of matches with Corey over here, and we spend a lot of time together doing that. But there are tons of matches for us here. I do know that not everybody has the availability to have, you know, 4 or 5 different locations that we can drive to and we can shoot through and shoot different courses of fire and things of that nature. But no, I really don't. I do believe that there are a few of us that cross over, but then you have a lot of just strictly rimfire guys, and you have a lot of just strictly centerfire guys. So
I believe it will get bigger at some point.
do you really?
Because of the lack of land to have 1,000-yard plus range. You only need a couple 100 yards. So,
Not to see.
well, it's the fastest growing segment right now. I
Well,
mean,
it's the fastest growing segment because it's the newest, I agree.
but I think that over time, the fact that just it's a lot easier to find from 200 or 300 yards than it is to find 1,000 plus yards, it will eclipse eventually.
Yet to be.
And it's way more fun.
So I'm the only non-22 shooter in this group. So
Yeah. That's my
outside.
That's my only complaint with shooting. Is that, man, my mechanics do not have to be that great. You know, and then you step over and start shooting centerfire, and yeah, that's bad. Poor body position there. Like, I don't know why I couldn't see that impact the target. I was only, you know, 6 mils off it. You know.
So I think that rimfire does have the ability to surpass centerfire as far as the total number of shooters.
Nobody agrees with that.
Just because of how much easier it is, you know, getting into centerfire, there's so few people that have the ability to be like, oh, you want to shoot? Yeah, I have an extra gun. Come shoot with me. You know, nobody has, well, I take that back. Tons of people have multiple match rifles with, you know, hand loads ready to go and everything, but not a lot of people do. Whereas with rimfire, you know, I don't run any TX precision size match or anything like that, but even my little match, I have 3 loaner rifles, bricks of ammo, and just anybody could come out and shoot. It's right outside of town. It's $20. So although we don't, you know, and I do have shooters that are the same level of dedicated to shooting my, you know, 20-30 person local match as there are as people that are shooting the Pro Series centerfire. I mean, like, I have guys that like, oh yeah, you know, it's the first of the month, I'm going to set up the course of fire in my backyard, and every day after work I'm going to shoot this match. And I was just blown away, because that's not when I got into running rimfire matches, I'd only shot 1 or 2 before. But to have the people that have this competition that's 20 minutes from their house, it's $20, and it's 1 weekend a month, and it costs them $10 in ammo, they're super dedicated to it. And I thought I was going to see a lot of people that were doing what I was doing, which was, oh, this is a cheap way to practice for my Pro Series centerfire match. But I have a few people that do that, but my most devoted shooters are just hardcore rimfire shooters. It's kind of cool.
Rimfire is a whole other little section.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're good.
But-
I was just saying it is funny that Rimfire is its own little, like there are shooters, they're their own little following.
I mean, there are quite a few crossovers of people that do both. The problem with a lot of us is just the lack of time to focus on both if you want to compete in both. You can participate in both and still have a good time as long as you don't get too competitive. When you get competitive, then that's when the practice comes in and time becomes a premium, and it's hard to participate in both.
Exactly. I am far more of a jack of all trades, and I'm definitely a master of none. That's for sure when it comes to this stuff. All right, so we're about at the midpoint of the show. Remember, if you're watching us live on Facebook, ask any questions you may have in the comment section of the video. We'll ask it live on air. Other ways to catch us, you can always check back to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. The videos stay up there forever. We usually upload to all of the podcast apps the night after the show, and then finally everything eventually ends up on the Shooter's Mindset YouTube page, which is a great place to go back and look up the past, let's see, what episode is this? 393. So the past 391 episodes.
So we just had a big thing that we covered a good bit of with the IPRF and the international match. First time that there was an international precision rifle match. And we had Team USA that went over there, and y'all were pretty big supporters of that team going over there. It was really neat to see that a couple of companies kind of stepped up, because it was kind of rushed, just the way that everything worked out with the world climate, with things changing. It kind of was last minute when it finally was set in stone and it was going to be able to happen. So it was kind of quick. So it was really cool to see a couple of companies step up and just kind of offer products and help out. So tell us a little bit about that and how that came about and how it went and what y'all did.
Well, it was important to us. We really wanted to be involved in that as much as we could. We knew that there were a fair number of shooters going over there that used our gear. And we also know that, these bags, while very handy and very useful over there, aren't necessarily easy to travel with from time to time, especially traveling for that length of time internationally. So we gave everybody the option of taking a Team USA bag, which actually had the United States Wiebad logo on it, and gave them the capability to use that over there. And then the only requirement was once they were over there, hey, give it away. You don't necessarily have to bring it back. However, we did get one back. We did get Coulter's back, which Coulter, thank you very much for bringing that back. I thought that was really cool. It sits in the shop now with France dirt on it, and it was the bag used to win the tactical division of that match. So I think that was really awesome. But a lot of the shooters did choose to give their bags away, which I know that there was some pretty cool pictures that came back of that, of Peyton giving hers away. But yeah, I mean, that was just really just us wanting to be as involved as we could with that and do everything that we could.
Actually, Coulter gave one of his bags away too.
Yeah.
One of the French guys.
Yeah, he did. But the one that he actually used, he brought back for us. Yeah.
Yeah, what people don't realize is that a lot of the international stage, they don't have the same access to all the gun things that we have, right? I mean, I got a hole in my bag and I just love my bag. And so I just stitched it up. But if I had wanted to get another bag, I could have legitimately messaged y'all and been like, I'm ordering another bag, send it to me. And I would have had it within a week, right? Very easy. It's not that easy overseas for those shooters over there to get the same thing. So they don't have the same caliber of equipment that we have. So I think that was really a neat idea to be able to kind of get that in their hands over there. And I think they really appreciated it from what I heard.
Yeah, for some. Our international distributor network has been working extremely well for us. They've been working hard. Josh Martin with C2 Precision in the UK, and then we've got, obviously Runer in Norway. Those guys are doing a fantastic job over there. As a matter of fact, some of their social media posts, phenomenal. Love to see that stuff. They're pushing the product really hard. They're carrying a lot of product. And they're making sure it's available in a lot of those international areas. So,
I'm
Yeah.
glad to see that.
but yeah, I would agree to an extent. It's getting better.
So
They have to jump through a lot more hoops.
Yeah.
what can you guys tell us about the group of hooligans from Norway coming to the US later this month?
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to have those guys in. I think it's going to be a blast. As a matter of fact, I think the latest social media pictures I've seen last time they were in Vegas. I don't know where they're at
Yeah,
right
they're in
now.
Vegas.
Yeah, I know they're going to do some sort of like cross country trek. They're going to come down and they're going to see it. Gosh, they're going to see it all. But we're going to be really excited to have those guys in town. We're going to do what we can to show them around, to show them a little bit of Texas hospitality, and we're looking forward to it.
Sindri is under strict orders to keep her in out of trouble.
Is he?
Yeah.
Sounds like shenanigans.
You know?
So we do have, sorry, we do have a live question. If you were to pick hunting or competition, you can only do one.
Oh, who's asking that?
It's Jason Wyatt.
That's rude. Yeah. Put me on the spot.
Mr. Old Natured,
Yeah.
where's the jacket when it's 70 outside?
Andy carries a little like battery in his pocket for the heater inside of it. But yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. While I love the people, I love everything about the competitive shooting sport. Hunting is where all this originated from. It would be very, very difficult for me to give that up. So I would have to say I'd continue to hunt, I guess. Yeah. It's not so easy. Not so
David
easy.
can't decide.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, this is a partnership, right? So
I know.
you're obligated to
say competition.
Yeah, you're obligated.
I mean, I would have to say it's hunting too. I mean, I love competition. I've met so many great people and stuff like that, but the things there's so many good times I've had in matches and so many things to look back on and laugh and stuff, but hunting is so much. It's not just the hunt itself, it's being out in the wilderness. It's disconnecting from everyday life and the cell phones and everything else and just being out there in the moment, as opposed to thinking about what you got to do in 30 minutes or who you got to meet next or do whatever, pick up the kids from school. You're in the moment, which in today's society is so hard to beat. So that's why I would say hunting.
And just to clarify, I mean, that's moving forward. We would never give up the relationship.
Yeah. I like how you guys pretend you have your phones in competition, like you've disconnected there.
Yeah, no, but we actually have a pretty busy schedule this year for all the matches we're shooting.
Yeah,
quite a few. So it should be fun.
You're both competing in different divisions at Open. Open is the big thing. Open is all of that. Why did you decide to go tack and gas gun?
well, for me, it was simple. Time. Being able to shoot tack. Matter of fact, I took this rifle out of my safe. I have a 223 in my safe. I literally pulled it out of my safe and blew the dust off of it. And, man, I never knew the rifle shot so good. But I had Redbeard build this rifle for me years ago, and I mean a lot of years ago. And basically purchased a bunch of factory ammunition that I wanted to test in it to see what shot better. And quite frankly, it's shooting phenomenal. But for me, just shooting tactical right now is more of a time thing and being able to shoot factory.
Technically, I am competing in Open in this first match of the year. I ordered a rifle from JP last fall, and they are very busy making some of the best gas guns that are out there by far. But I have not taken delivery of it yet, so we're kind of at a time crunch here coming into this match next weekend. So I am going to shoot Open in this one and maybe the one at Rifles Only in February, depending on when I get that gas gun in my hands. But the reason I wanted to go to gas gun is a couple of reasons. One, reloading takes time. Two, competing in Open, a couple of years or a year and a half ago, I did it at a fairly high level after dedicating a lot of time to dry firing and things like that. And if I didn't try to compete at the highest level, it would probably bother me, my competitive drive. So I figured moving over to gas gun, one thing, I could shoot factory ammo, so I'd save that time from reloading. And two, if I don't finish in the top you know, 15 or 20 people, it wouldn't bother me as badly. Plus, I have a son who's gone head over heels in golf. I've started playing golf again. So it'll allow me time still spend time with my kids before they're out of the house. Before, you know, I've only got a couple years left. I'll be an empty nester, which is odd.
He told me it was because Corey talked major trash, but
Well, that's part of it too.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
That's it. It gets better because there's more. February and March, I'll be shooting tack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're coming on over.
yeah. David got me some 185s.
Going to the dark side.
Man.
He said these will be rubber, no problem. Yeah.
Want to shoot a 308 that shoots like 6mm? Here you go.
There you go.
I still want to. I've still been tempted to build a 223. Like every time I see someone playing with one, so that might happen sometime soon. That just sounds fun.
Yeah.
We skipped around a little bit here. But what are some of the coolest stories that you guys have heard about where some of those Team USA bags ended up at?
Well, I mean, Coulter told me that, you know, he gave this to one of the French Open shooters that he's spoke with and had a good time with. And it was really nice. And I know that Peyton gave one of her bags, I think, to one of the female competitors from Norway, I think. Wasn't that really sweet? And that's what it was.
Yeah, which was a new shooter that didn't have kind of a lot of the gear. I know that she received, there were a lot of companies that stepped up to provide her with stuff, which I think was really awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I still see pictures of her from time to time that Peyton showed me or that Wade showed me of her actually using the bag that she sends over to Peyton. So she's still super appreciative, and man, that's what it's all about.
And Austin Bushman gave his bag away. I'm trying to remember who he gave it to. He gave it to another shooter that needed it, or as well. So, I mean,
I think that is so cool that it just got them out there, and that they're the Team USA bags.
Yes,
Mhm.
It's
which
kind
we
of
sold for a limited time. And we've had orders from them since that we've kind of been like, yeah, that was kind of a limited time deal. But I mean, obviously they'll be back next year. I guess our 22 team is going to be in Naples. So they'll be back for the rimfire stuff.
we're trying to keep it like the McRib.
Yeah.
Back once a year.
Exactly.
it'd be cool if so my kids went to, like, they have something called Palmetto State boys and Palmetto State girls here. I don't know. Anyway, it's a thing that they go to, but they come with t-shirts and they like swap t-shirts because it's from all over the state. It's not from all over the world, but from all over the state. So they'll meet people from other parts of the state that they'll stay friends with, and they'll swap t-shirts. It'd be really cool if y'all did, like, every team could order their team bags and then they could swap with each other's nation.
That'd be hella cool.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
That'd be
If
cool.
you know what I mean? If they had them, and then you go and, like, if you make friends with one of the other competitors from another country, you trade bags with them. And so you're taking home a Norway bag or a Sweden bag, and they're taking home a USA bag. And then when everybody's like, why do you have a Norway bag? Well,
Yeah.
I shot in the IPRF match, and my buddy, whoever, that would be a cool, you should.
Yeah.
Good ideas from shooters thing.
I'm already about to, recruit Jennifer into the company as our, obviously she's going to be like our warranty department and take care of 50. And then she comes up with these great ideas.
Yep.
Hey, I'll have my MBA in a month,
She can lay a suture down.
We'll just raise the price a little bit of bag repair.
That's right.
Get it now.
Yeah.
No, that would be cool if you, like, created I don't know how you would advertise it to all the countries, but have it where it could be a bag swap. They could be different colors for different teams, or just the logo or whatever you wanted to do. I think that'd be.
Yeah, probably through reaching out to our dealer network in all the different countries and stuff like that, we'd probably make that happen.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
And if you want to, here we go. If you want to take it a step further to get the shooters really involved, so say you sell the bag for whatever, and X% of that goes back to the team to help with expenses. Not a ton, but for every bag of Team USA, $5 goes towards Team USA's budget. So this way they're in their home country trying to say, hey, everyone go here and buy a bag and help get us to the championships.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. We've talked about giving back and stuff like that. Actually, quite a bit. You know, we talked about maybe running promotions similar to something like that, to where we would give back to an organization or something like that. And you know, thus far right now, we haven't followed through with anything like that, just because it's been kind of difficult to nail everything down and the logistics of that deal, and find somebody that we both believe in that are suitable. I mean, for us to have, you know, that kind of conversation. But yeah, it's definitely been on the radar before, and it remains there. So.
And now that there's a little more structure and organization, that last year's was kind of a whirlwind with how everything was kind of thrown together and everything. But now everybody's got pretty much good leadership set up and everything, and there's a lot more organization for the coming years.
Yeah.
Most definitely. All right. So other than creating an entire bag swap for the IPRF, what are your other goals for Wiebad for 2023, both the company, and do you have any personal shooting goals, like that you want to beat your friend Corey at TAC?
Well, I want to beat my friend Corey at gas gun.
Yeah.
When I put the JP build into the JP computer on their website, it is called Corey K Destroyer. That is the name of my build.
I don't know who did that.
I should have had it engraved on the side of the gun, but you know, I wasn't that smart.
Still time.
Still time. But I mean, as far as like shooting goes, I just want to have a good time and shoot. I was kind of out of it last year due to I had knee surgery and a few other little health issues that kind of came up. And of course, my 16-year-old decided he fell in love with golf. So I kind of played more golf than I have in a decade.
As you should.
But as I kind of make a comeback this year, 2 more matches and go out there and see more of my friends and see everybody. And it's just to have a good time. Yeah. At times, when we get into the sport, we kind of get so purpose driven that we get so competitive that we kind of not necessarily get the blinders on, but it becomes almost a job. And this year, that's another reason I'm shooting gas gun, is just to have a good time. Yeah. So that's my goal this year in shooting, is to have a great time and not get too serious about it or too focused in. Yeah. And be Corey.
And don't pick up your friends.
And don't pick up my brass out of a gas gun. Leave it on the ground.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, that's kind of partially my deal too. Which, I mean, if anybody knows me out there, I mean, I've always wanted to be competitive when I shot, but I've never been the one to, I don't know the best way to say it, but I've never been the one to be out there to practice, to do the things necessary to be the best shooter that I can necessarily be. There are things to get away with that, some of it being business life, some of it being family life, everything else. I dedicate my time a lot of different ways, as you can ask these guys. They probably know it. I've got tons of hobbies, but at any rate, yeah, that being one. But at any rate, you know, the big thing for me is just to be able to be there, you know, with like the fellow shooters, have a good time, be able to network, be able to talk to people. That's what it's all about for me. You know, mostly networking, being involved in these matches, just like our customers, just like even people that don't use our gear. You know, there are a lot of good people out there, just in general, that I really, really enjoy talking to and being around. So
It is a lot of great people.
yeah, there is. I couldn't agree.
I kind of always tell everybody, you know, we started this kind of go back to the original question, but we started this company so we could hunt and shoot more. And it was just kind of like a side hustle, so to speak. But we've been blessed that it has grown into what it is.
Yeah.
New friends and stuff along the way that we've met and helped us and help inspire us, give us ideas or test stuff for us or whatever it be. It is, you know, we've just been blessed.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You can't beat the people in PRS. I'm just in any precision rifle. I just don't think you can beat the people. I think it's what makes the sport.
Yep. Absolutely.
If it was just a field with no, a field and some porta johns and some props and shoots, I think it would still be just a lot of fun just because of the people up
As
there.
long as the porta johns have been cleaned in previous weeks.
Yes, fresh porta johns.
Yes, very important.
It's always interesting when it's freezing cold and it's porta john. But anyway,
Especially when it's really hot in the, well, we're not gonna go there.
yeah, let's not go there either.
As long
It'd be
as there's
very
not-
interesting in either direction. Are there any more lives? that we-
So Oscar wants to say thank you to David and Robert for being awesome. Chad Heckler said he'll see you guys in a few weeks. I don't know what that means.
He's coming to the
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
as a matter of fact, the story I was telling earlier about, just needing some advice to talk to somebody about some things that I don't know, it was actually Chad. I actually called him the other day with some Kestrel questions, so I appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Chad's
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it is.
very good people there.
Yes, he is.
Any other lives or is that good? Does that kill it?
It kills it. Prentice apparently went to bed early again. We gotta figure out how Ashley did that.
Hey, Corey, I
Now
thought
she
you
does.
said you were like best friends with Prentice
He's my homie, I guess.
because like before you started coming on the show, he was hammering the comments. And now that you started coming on, he's like ghosted it. So
Maybe it's a respect.
he likes you.
Maybe he respects me.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been halfway expecting like him to show up just out of the blue. All of a sudden he's in the background.
Yeah, he was really hoping that we were going to do that at the shop because it was closer to his house. He did tell us that earlier. He's like, "Oh, really? You're going to Corey's? That's so far away."
He was gonna do a guest appearance.
Yeah.
That is funny. We had one night that Greg, without telling me, just sent him the link. And all of a sudden at the end of the show, like I'm wrapping up, we're like done. And all of a sudden Prentice appears on the screen. And I'm like, what just happened? We did not get that show shut down for another 20 minutes, but
That was a fun show. That was literally like we need to do a show, but we just want to have fun. I hope our audience enjoys what's about to happen.
I think I was in his reloading room for that show. I think he had me in the corner in the reloading room because I remember the conversation.
It's really.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He made you hide in the corner.
He had a reloading room in his old house that was like a closet.
Yes.
So I would go over there when I started.
that's a little weird. You were in the closet with Prentice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Nobody puts baby in the
Pretty
corner.
much.
Do what you gotta do, but you don't have a reloading press.
Anyway, it's been mighty quiet. It's kind of funny. But that's all right. If anybody wants to reach out and get a Wiebad bag or ask any questions, what's your website? How do people reach out to y'all?
David's personal cell phone number. Yeah.
Hey, it was listed online for a long time.
Just www.wiebad.com. You can go there to take a look at our website and see what you like. And if you need to call into the office with any questions, you can reach David or myself. That's 979-703-1507.
And me starting in a month because you're hiring me. So I'm moving. to-
Exactly. Yeah. Or you can call, Jennifer.
Yeah, call yourself.
Or send her a text, I guess. Yeah. Especially when she's doing lives. Yeah, that or, a lot of people, we get a question a lot of times, hey, can I stop by the office or are you guys just a manufacturing facility? And both of the answers to those questions are yes. We don't really have a retail storefront at our office. We always welcome people to stop by and there's a nice big room in the back that houses all of our inventory that we'd be happy to walk through and talk about whatever gear you need to talk about. So
Is David still sewing?
he does. He has a sewing machine in his office now, though, so he kind of secludes himself in there and does it. But yeah, he will still sew from time to time.
I'm not nearly as good as I used to be. We have a really good staff, so my sewing times are way down. We used to have competitions in the office to see if we could sew fastest.
We did. We used to have a leaderboard.
Yeah, Robert used to be pretty good, but I think he's pretty rusty now.
Oh, I'm extremely rusty now.
That is hilarious. So definitely reach out to them. But I think we can wrap it down to shout outs. Greg, you normally start.
Yep. So I'll start out with GSL suppressors, my favorite little pew pew quieters. Shooters and sharpshooters of Augusta, our local indoor and outdoor ranges. PDC Custom, most beautiful rifle chassis known to man right there. Available in lime green and normal human colors. Shooters World Propellant, Hunter's HD Gold, super blind, and those help me be less of that. Fix It Sticks, so you can take things apart and put it back together again, and Vortec.
Awesome. Corey, what you got?
So obviously Wiebad, for coming over here today, spending some time burning the chicken. Federal premium for the ammo, so I don't have to reload anymore because we all know how that goes. JP Rifles, from the best rifles on the planet. Vortex for the optics that I can't yet quite break. And yes, that is David's optic that I'm by the way. Not breaking it yet. Hunter's HD Gold for the bitch and shades, and Ben Steger Pro Shop for discount codes.
Awesome. All right, David, you got any shout outs?
You know, my shout outs are just to, I mean, the people I've met in this industry. I mean, once you're in the industry and you're kind of behind the curtain, you get spoiled by these relationships you build and stuff like that, because people do help you out within the industry and stuff like that. But just to everybody in the industry who works this industry and stuff like that, I mean, we've gained so many friends from so many different businesses. Some of the gear we do, some of the gear we don't, but they've all been good people. So shout out to, I mean, I've got like all these companies that are on the cover of my laptop that are all good friends of mine and stuff like that. And there's others as well. I just don't have their stickers. So, and Greg Moore, if you're watching, your sticker is right there.
We need to get a Shooter's Mindset sticker, because I think that computer needs a Shooter's Mindset sticker.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
There's some work in process is happening.
oh, hey, look at that.
Nice.
I need a smaller one. Though. That's too big. I don't have that much real estate.
Can I
Yeah,
get
it's
one
pretty
first?
big. Those are for the back of the cars. All in someplace.
Yeah, I need one for my new car. I mean, it's not a new car, it's a 2-year-old car, but I haven't had a sticker on it.
I got you, fam.
You know, somebody that
Come to the match Saturday. I'll give you one. You just RO. That's fine.
you can write my MBA capstone for me.
I would love to.
Robert, how about you? You got any shout outs?
Yeah, so just Oscar, I wanted to recognize you. Thanks for those kind words that we had up here. Jason, thanks for the questions. You know, as well as David, I mean, there's a plethora of companies out there that we work with. This year, I'll be running Leopold Optics with the Foundation Stocks. So really excited about that.
Awesome. Just a little shabby setup there.
Yeah.
Nothing too good. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
That's
jealous of your foundation. I really want one of those. Oh,
Very nice. Be running the Centurion this year. It's been an awesome chassis or stock. So really enjoy shooting.
those things are gorgeous and solid.
Yep.
Anyway, and then for me, for shout outs, I just want to shout out y'all for coming and spending a Tuesday night, having to put up with Corey for this whole 2 hours. And no, really, but everything that y'all do to support the shooting sports, I want to thank you for that, because y'all are huge supporters of the sport. You're out there, you have things on prize tables, you know, you're always helping people out when they need things, and everything you did for the IPRF, the shooters for Team USA that went over there. I just want to thank you for all of that, because that goes a long way, and it really is stand up at y'all that y'all do all that. So
We appreciate it. We feel really blessed to be able to do it, and we truly enjoy it. So
it's a
that's
good.
what it's all about, is giving back and supporting. So
That's right.
Yeah.
And then with that, I think that will be a wrap for episode 393, and we will see y'all next time.
thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Woo, I'm alive.
Woo! It's funny. It's been my job to start and stop this for what, 2 years now, and still I never remember that's my job to do until you start saying, and now that's a wrap for, and I'm like, oh, this is where I hit the stop button.
Yeah, otherwise we all awkwardly sit here like this.
Didn't I do that one?
Wait, we're still live?
Turn it off. There was one time something happened to you, your computer went or something, and so I was like, oh, gee, how do I shut this off when we're done? Like, you remember that?
Uh-huh.
We should have done this on the couch.
Oh.
What do you say?
Oh my God, I have a picture. Okay, so Jennifer, one of the guests that's coming on, Grant Kunkel, I have a picture of me and Grant and Jason, and we're like chilling in this swing at Nationals in like a sunroom, but it looks like we're all in bed together, so I'll send you that.
Should that be our show announcement pick?
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
I was looking for that picture of Prentice, where he's like laying in the flowers with the Wiebad bag. I was looking for it.
That I have. That was at Lone Star 2019 when it was freezing.
No, I think it was like 2018 or 17, I believe.
Might have been 18, but I was there for that match because I took that. No, Derek Love's friend took that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, that's a better picture.
That's Caruso.
Oh, working out.
Working out Max.
Corey, I just realized I realized halfway through the show, we're dressed inversely of one another with the hats and the shirts.
Nice.
I
do love that sweater or that hoodie.
I'm just still waiting on my ammo that I won from Federal off the prize table from like 2 years ago.
Have you emailed price table at federal.com?
That's
No, I followed the directions on the certificate and emailed Jason Spradling.
Jason is not there anymore. Yeah, so you need to email price table at federal.com.
You should try that because we also emailed Slink because he told me, he's like, oh, I'll take care of it. That's a big problem.
Spradling, Slink, no one's gotten me this. It's literally been 2 years, Corey.
Yep, if you want, you can email me and I'll forward it over.
Send it up the chain.
Yep, up the chain.
Forward that email.
Oh
Yeah.
So just forward the list of like, Jason help, Jason help, Jason help, Jason help, Slink help. Someone help.
Like, dude, because I was literally gonna use that ammo for Mammoth, if that tells you how long ago. And so I started emailing like 6 months before Mammoth. So it has legitimately been 1.5 years.
Oh, there it is.
It's irritating. We'll just send it to him if you found it, because I don't know where it is.
If you had picked up a Wiebad bag, you'd got it immediately.
If I'd have shot a little bit better, I could have.
Probably with a handwritten thank you note that was very kindly worded.
Yep.
Kindly worded.
You go back to that. When we first banged our bag to Fortune 50, we were supposed to sew in a little fortune with every bag.
Oh my God.
The tag was. We need to come back to that and maybe start doing.
Yeah, we'll pick potentially.
One side, but it's your fortune.
Can we do the like joke fortunes?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they need to be fortunes about shooting, like.
Every time David gets a bag, we'll have a fortune special and we say you're gonna get beat by Queen today. Don't really mess them.
That'd be funny. Hey, your the Whiskey Charlie makes a really good phone stand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've seen that a lot too. Very nice.
You know, when someone says, hey, catch this, I just had that moment. So the trick with these is to make a small hole and pinch it so the glitter doesn't go everywhere.
It's supposed to blow it up so the glitter goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere.
We were originally supposed to branch that out and go to campers because we do have some customers actually that purchase our gear to put their cameras on.
Yeah.
We just never did.
Yeah. We had a whole photo album that
Yeah.
there was a beach in the background. It was beautiful. It was like absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to the beach again this year if we've had town.
Hey, if we can go climb, I'm in.
Yeah. Actually. It's about to be fun again. Let's do it after April. Gate.
I won't do it.
Later too. But from a boat because it's way back.
Absolutely.
You know what my favorite part of the boat is? No stingrays.
No,
No,
no stingrays, no bacteria.
No, the bacteria, I'm okay with it. Stingray.
You see any bacteria? No problem.
I don't even come across the.
The stingrays? I'd say about a third of the little flatfish are stingrays. Flounder with a tail.
Flounder with an oak tail.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. You want to stab those, throw them.
When I was a kid, we used to catch them off the pier and you take your flip flop and stick on the tail so they couldn't see you and pull the hook out and then catch them off the pier.
Yeah, they use them for shark bait now though. Really good shark
The
bait.
stingrays?
Prentice went down, was it last July? He said the second day they did shark fish.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Trigger check, release the Glock trigger.
Did they finally?
Wait, the Glock brand Glock trigger or the Trigger Tech brand Glock trigger?
No, the Trigger Tech Glock triggers.
Really? Oh,
Trigger Tech triggers for a Glock.
that's cute.
The last year at SHOT Show, he told us they were going to do that, but
Yeah.
now they've released them.
Let's say they were also. I think everybody that gave us a date last SHOT Show missed by a year, at least.
Well, a lot of supply chain issues has been really bad.
Oh,
No
I am-
calling.
I am well aware of that.
Heck, we can't even keep medications. It's terrible.
Motor
Like what kind of
controllers is
medications?
our problem of the week.
Major fentanyl shortages. Imagine that.
Y'all have the lollipops?
No.
No.
Fentanyl lollipop.
Did they probably get stolen?
I'm
Fentanyl
stealing
lollipop?
shit.
Yeah. The military, because it slows down the release. Makes it easier to formulate.
Yeah, except people these days would bite it and chomp on it, and
Still slows the release down.
no, it doesn't.
It's slower than a liquid or a powder.
Just like when you take a fentanyl patch and it's supposed to be slow release, but you put it in your mouth and chew it, it is slow release.
Stop thinking like an addict.
And people do that. I take care of addicts. They do it all the
And
time.
that's how you visit the ER.
Crazy. People are crazy. Anyway, all right. I love y'all, but I am gonna go work on my capstone a little bit because I'm ready to be done with this.
Well, thank you all.
Great seeing you, Jennifer.
It was good to
Come
see
visit
y'all.
sometime. If you need
I
anything-
know.
Yep.
Toodles.
You might
Right.
need a new logo bag and a new, wax canvas or something.
Yeah,
I know. I do.
I know some guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I did almost cry when I put a hole in this. I was so upset. I love this bag. Like, I was like, no. And Gina's like, it's okay. You can sew it back up. Go be sad somewhere else. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be sad right here with you because I want to.
I just ripped my first bag like the day before yesterday. I set my rifle on a barricade. I was running the Thunder Beast, so it's got that little tightening deal on it. Well, instead of putting instead of putting this up like this, I had it down.
Oh,
On the back.
Yeah, I had it down like this and
Yeah.
plopped it on the bag, and it went straight into the bag. I was like, oh, it was my favorite bag. Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Same goes to you, Greg. If you need anything, man, let us know.
we'll
We're
do
gonna
for
try to
sure.
get all of us.
Yeah, we got kind of like a newer, more precision rifle oriented logo. The same thing, just slightly different. So we might need to get that sewn onto a couple bags or something at some point.
Yeah, just email it to us at info@wiebad.com and we'll get you taken care of.
Awesome.
Y'all are awesome.
Yep.
All right. If I get rifles only, I'm gonna message y'all before I come and be like, y'all better be there.
We'll be there. We're
I
already
think
This
when I
year
get
for
there
sure,
sometime.
Regina and Tim are coming. Some old timers we haven't seen in forever are coming.
They all want that lawnmower.
Yeah, their price table is pretty stacked this year. They've got two ATXs with size scopes and they've got a 52-inch zero-turn lawnmower. There's some big prizes on the table. But it's mainly because we're seeing a lot of friends that we don't see much anymore.
The rancher's taking his trailer for that lawnmower. That's what he's going after.
Yeah, I was telling Robert, I was like, should I shoot bolt gun so I have a better chance, and should I bring my trailer? Just in case I have a 52-inch bad boy mower or whatever it is to bring back.
I
hilarious.
saw that and I was just picturing somebody riding that thing into the airport. Yes, I'd like to check this.
Yeah, I'm on a 1/4 acre lot and I could use it.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, I will see y'all sometime later.
All right, see you. Have a good night. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us. Bye, Greg.
Bye. I have to show you guys cool stuff before you leave.
Okay.